Ancient customs like these welcome the newborns of this rural village in northern India. But the residents here had no idea that it was some of their customs that were killing their newborns. 3 out of 4 babies were dying within the first week of birth.
We spent time, several months, just trying to understand community practices. There were multiple practices that could have potentially putting the babies at increased risk of neonatal death.
Health workers spoke with the villagers about their old ways, like the tradition that families should not plan for the arrival of a baby. Since most babies died, families would virtually ignore a pregnancy.
Is a fearful anticipation. And so there's a whole secrecy that shrouds pregnancy. It's a very chaotic process. Most of the women would deliver in a squatting position on a mud ground, and the babies would directly fall to the ground. And the entire focus of the entire group is on the mother, and the baby somehow remains in the dark spot for 15 minutes to an hour.
Mother and infant were isolated for days in a poorly ventilated room, with hopes that smoke from dung fires would ward off evil spirits. And that first nutrient-rich breast milk, considered liquid gold, the best hope of a baby's health, it was discarded as the dirt of 9 months. Newborns instead fed goat's milk and honey until a priest declared they could nurse. Perhaps the hardest for an outsider to understand, newborns were bathed in cold mud and ash from nearby ponds, meant to purify their delicate skin. Instead, a certain cause of death from hypothermia. But to tackle it all, a trained healthcare worker from the Shivgarh project has been hosting gatherings here for months, teaching women how to care for newborns. This song compares ripening a mango to keeping a baby warm, a metaphor they can understand.
We first listen to them. We first understand why do they do what they do, and then helping them shift through examples from within them. And so whenever they felt that their tradition, their values were being respected, they were more amenable to change. Respect was very core to it.
Since the project began, newborn deaths have been cut in half. Lucky for baby Shushmita, just 1 day old, she rests on her mother's chest for warmth and bonding and gets a gentle oil massage. And a happy side effect, a 56% reduction in maternal deaths. The mothers learned to take better care of their babies and in turn took better care of themselves. So on this day, a welcome for new baby, facing the world for the first time. Baby Shushmita is presented to the sun, healthy, alive. She says, "My baby is gaining weight and doesn't cry too much. I know she will be okay."
The babies all across the world need warmth, they need love, and they need food. Every mother in the world wants to give these.